Happy Sunday, peeps. Hope everybody's having a blessed and dope day. This is episode 11 of Sunday service. Appreciate everybody tuning in and tapping in. If you're a returning subby, you know what I'm saying, what up? If you are new to this channel and this series, this is just, one of those series where I talk about the goodness of God, testimonies, anything faith and Christian-like related. We gonna talk about it in this series, but yeah, appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, and you know what I'm saying, let your boy know what you like and what you don't like about this series. We on that road to 3K. Appreciate everybody. Team Straight Goers in the building and a full effect. The Domingos been turning up lately. Yeah, been a good thing. So feeling good. Just got out of church not too long ago. I was on my usher flow, and I'm not talking about Raymond. You know what I'm saying? Your boy had to do a little service work today. You know what I'm saying? Not my first time ushering at church, but it kind of is because the last two times I did it, it was kind of like the men's ministry that just asked, if get kind of like some fill-ins or whatever, but then last Sunday, Sister Denise, she came up to me and asked me if I wanted to, usher on the fifth Sundays and stuff. So I was like, yeah. What's crazy about that is that, I've been praying to God and asking him, to not only help me draw closer to him, but, let me know if there's anything that I can do within the church, service-wise, to kind of pull, my weight, because we supposed to be serving God. And yeah, it was making me feel, kind of a way that I wasn't, doing more in the church, because I felt like I can do more. So felt good, to do that. And we'll see what's coming forward, as far as, doing more. I do want to get into the communications channel team. I think it's communication team, and and kind of do my big one when it comes to serving the Lord in that way. So we'll see. Definitely got to make sure that I have time to do the training. The last time I was going to train for it, wifey went into the hospital, so they kind of put a halt on that thing. But I need to talk to some brothers now that I'm thinking about it. I'm looking at, the gathering outside the church. I need to just, probably go up and ask one of them, hey, put me in the game, coach. But I just wanted to hop on here real quick, to share the goodness of God, spread the message for the day, and just talk about what was, discussed inside. Because as they were talking about, being in the arms of the Father, your spiritual father, it really got me thinking about, my relationship with my earthly father, and as I think her name Minister Loretta. No, Clark. Yeah, I think that's maybe her first name. Anyways, she even had kind of like a difficult time getting through the sermon or whatever, because she has her own childhood woes, when it comes to her earthly father. And anyways, but it really got me thinking about my dad, and how I always yearned for a father. My biological father, last time I saw him I was 3 years old, so I didn't have a biological father really in my life much at all. And then my stepfather, he came in my life, but it wasn't the best relationship, I should say, or whatever. So I always kind of yearned for that, father-like guy or whatever in my life as I was growing up. Like, I had an older brother, and I kind of always kind of stuck under him like he was my dad, but he's not my dad. He's a great guy, but he's my brother, you know what I'm saying? So that definitely, didn't fill a void. I think I got to one point where I, realized I was just like, what I'm looking for in him, you know what I'm saying, I got in a brother, and that just is what it is. But yeah, it really just got me thinking about how I wish I would have turned or knew to turn to my spiritual father, because the things that I was looking for in a earthly father, you know, it was right there with God. Like, I'm talking about unconditional love, that agape love, just being able to turn to somebody, you know, and knowing that they got you, you know, because that's what it is when it comes to our spiritual father. Like, not only does he discipline us and, you know, lift us up or whatever, but like his power is limitless when it comes to that. So I urge y'all to kind of lean into, you know what I'm saying, getting to know your spiritual father, because that's really all he wants, you know, is for us to get to know him more. He's always been there. They always talk about the saying, he might not be where you want, he might not come when you want it, but he always on time. And coming to this church, you know, that's something I used to say because it was cliche to say, but I've learned to realize that God is, you know, he always there. It ain't no point where he not there, then he show up. He's always there. You know, we just got to turn to him and be like, hey, I need you. A lot of the times when we're in these situations where we struggling, we going through things, we feel like, dang, I just can't catch a break. Those are the moments where God is just like putting you in those positions because he wants you to reach out and, you know what I'm saying, reach for him. So yeah, I just wanted to get on here and, you know, kind of give my my piece when it came to that situation, because I felt like if I had known at an earlier age, now I had some, you know, holy rollers in my family, so it ain't no fault but my own or whatever like that, really, when I think about it in the grand scheme of things or whatever. Not trying to put it on nobody. I just wish that I had gotten to know my spiritual father like I do now. Then I think that it would help me so much more in my youth and my teenage years, young adult years, all of that. And I am going to strive that, you know, I'm going to really push and strive to make sure that my kids, not just my son, but all of my kids know that, hey, you got me here on earth, but there's also a spiritual father that can do great and exceedingly, you know what I'm saying, limitless things in our life or whatever like that. So we got to learn to depend on him just as much as we depend on our spiritual fathers. And I'm talking to the ones that got great relationships with our dad. You know, she got up there and she told a story about, you know, their child, you know, calling their dad in a situation or whatever, her husband, when, you know, she needed, you know, a problem solved. And, you know, she was just like, you know, dad gonna always be there for you, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, make sure you leaning on your spiritual father as well, just as much as you leaning on that person that you know that got you. So yeah, appreciate y'all for tuning in, tapping in. I don't want to make this video too long, but I just wanted to know if y'all knew who y'all daddy was, and I'm talking about the man up above. If you don't know, get to know him. I promise you, he gonna provide everything you need, because what I need from him may be different than what you need from him, but he has both. So yeah, tap in, you know what I'm saying? If anybody needs, you know, prayer over a situation, you know, like to leave a comment, want to reach out to me some kind of way directly or whatever, I have no problem, you know what I'm saying, pouring in and praying, because, you know, all prayer helps, you know, and all, you know, prayers thrown up, I feel like a blessing is thrown down. So yeah, appreciate y'all. Be more like God. Tell somebody you love them, and I will see y'all in the next one.